Six women, one goal. Extreme Huntress.
This morning I took Taylor after a red sheep, and her backup hunter was Erica. Taylor's been in this area before looking for these sheep. She kind of knew exactly where she wanted to go. She had a couple places she wanted to check. She only asked a couple times, is this the right way to get to this water? Is this the right way to get to this field? She goes the right direction. She stays in the shadows. She creeps around edges. She's got really good instincts for hunting, and I think it just comes naturally to her. We bumped into a barrasinga. It was so funny. Erica goes, aren't those the ones that bark at us, that make noise? And right as she was saying that, it let out this hugely loud bark, and it was a lot closer than I had realized. And Erica jumped just like if you've ever seen a cat get scared, like jumped up and grabbed me, got behind me, and like shoved me outward.
And I'm the one that has the gun. Oh my God, she has a human shield. She's right up, jumped behind me.
And once we regained our composure, we continued hunting.
Oh man, that scared me. Okay, well.
But that thing kept barking, and it was following us as we were walking along, and it kept barking, and it was so loud, the way it was screaming at us. Finally, Taylor looks back, and she's like, listen, I'm gonna go, because she was trying to get somewhere, and she was using one cut through the brush, and she's like, I'm just gonna use a different one, because this guy's gonna keep following us otherwise.
Damn things. They're so loud. I think I'm gonna just cut in this way, so I'm not making that damn thing squeal.
And Steve, actually from the ranch, stopped me and said, she's got good instincts. I said, exactly. I've been saying it all along. We saw a lot of animals. We saw aoudad, and we saw scimitar, and we saw all kinds of stuff, but the sheep were just impossible to find. I think it was 10 or 15 minutes before we were supposed to call off the hunt that we finally got into the sheep.
We were just gonna make a loop around the lake and then come back to the vehicle because it was about short on time, and we snuck up there, got on them, got the tripod set up before anything just to make sure it was stable. We spotted the cameraman.
And our poor cameraman was trying to catch up with her and get the stuff on camera, and as he was getting set, the sheep spooked and ran to about 300 yards. At that point, she decided to just try it.
Held it right on the backbone, shot. And Steve said I went right over, which I don't know if my scope was off this morning because it was turned. Tommy looked at it last night. He wanted to see my gun before I put it away. He looked exactly where it was, and then I put it in the case, and this morning it was moved, so I don't know. After the shot, I was disappointed, obviously, but I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Get the full Extreme Huntress experience from dangerous game to the biathlon with the app, available for Android and iPhone.
Century Arms has made the world's most reliable rifle better. We believe that anything can be made better when you throw the might of American manufacturing behind it. Our engineers, who formerly built America's warplanes, begin working on a new set of prints. Stronger materials, the best coating, modern engineering, tighter tolerances with parts designed from the ground up to work together the correct way. Welcome to the world of the American AK.
As we hit it out, we started seeing animals, in the dark. So with that being the case, honestly and truly, I expected to see a lot of animals that morning. As it worked out, it didn't quite work out that way.
My tactics weren't wrong. My tactics aren't why I'm not getting this blackbuck. I'm not getting this blackbuck because he's smart.
Shannon was back in the same pasture that we were the afternoon before, where she had seen this huge blackbuck earlier, and she really wanted this blackbuck in the worst way. And I think it's the one animal she decided early on that she had an opportunity to take, she really wanted to. Started out basically the same way that we did yesterday afternoons. As it worked out, there was not a whole lot of movement this morning. There weren't even a whole lot of birds singing this morning as compared to they have some of the other mornings. We saw several animals, including sable, but also a couple of Arabian oryx that are really kind of on the rare side in the world. This is one of the few places where you actually find them anymore. Kept walking, and at a certain point she said, do you mind if I walk ahead a little bit so that there are not so many people? So we kind of started hanging back a little bit, and she worked the edges very nicely. I mean, she paid a lot of attention to the wind. She looked for sign. One of the problems that we're fighting as hunting this particular place at this particular moment is that the vegetation is tall. I mean, even in the areas where they're relatively open fields, where normally the vegetation might be 6-8 inches tall, now it's 36, 38 inches tall. You're dealing with blackbuck, they're not much bigger than that. And that's kind of what happened. They ended up finding one antelope that they got just a very brief look at, and before they could make any kind of move on it, it disappeared.
I figured I could get around that bush, and he was going to be probably 60, 70 yards away from me, and I would have had a shot.
That was the only way I could identify him that day. So there was no shot. I would have been shooting through the bush.
She looked in every avenue that she could to try to find this animal a second time, and there's just no way. I mean, unfortunately, the grass is just too tall, and vegetation is way too thick right now.
That's hunting. He outsmarted me again, which I like.
Extreme Huntress is brought to you by these proud supporters. Please support them. Next time on Extreme Huntress, Jen hits the trail looking for scimitar horned oryx, and our contestants get a visit from ClashDaily.com's Doug Giles. Don't forget to vote for your favorite huntress at ExtremeHuntress.com.